It's gonna be a rough one, guys. If you have tea, please come join. Today has been a slow day. I've just really been relaxing. I took a shower. I feel great. Today is a good day. Very nice and sunny day. And so what better way to have a good, nice, sunny, relaxing day by talking about a book that I regret reading. You know what? Regret is a harsh word. I think I appreciate it because it gave me insight as to who I am as a reader. Part of me is just like, this book had me so weirded out. And that's the first time a book has ever weirded me out. So here we go. I decided to read. I'm gonna put my coffee here because Lord knows I'm gonna need it. Actually no, let's not put that there. Let's put it here. Cool. So let's get started with this. This is my first self-published book that I read. I usually read books that are traditionally published, or at the point of which I found them, they were eventually traditionally published, because I know some books go self and then they end up going into traditional just because of how popular they are. And so I found this one through TikTok. It's this book. It's called Fate of a Royal. I didn't realize at the time, but this was co-written, so there were two people who wrote this, and I'm gonna share my thoughts. So with this book, it is about a fairy prince named Knight, who is I think he's like the prince of dark magic, and he is the epitome of a jerk in every sense of the word. He hates humans. He has multiple brothers, and they just kind of rule, and they kind of, literally, I get the impression with this book that they kind of just see the human world as their own little playground for them to have relations with people they desire. And so when actually the book starts off with London. Let me start there. So London is the female protagonist. She's this emo blonde chick who is currently watching a hockey game with her ex-boyfriend, begrudgingly, all for the sake of her friend and college roommate, Ben. And he plays hockey, and so he's going against a college that happens to be Knight's college. And so in the beginning, she kind of tolerates him, like the ex-boyfriend. The boyfriend wants her back. She says no a bajillion times and says you cheated on me, and then had the audacity when I broke up with you to then continue to have relations with people in cars, and everyone caught you and they told me, and I'm just like, that man is for the streets. I was like, dang. And he still wants London. And so she's just trying to get it through his head that there is absolutely no way this is happening. And he's like the guy who's just he's those types of guys where it's no, it doesn't mean no. No means try harder, apparently. And so he just does this thing. She ends up being very attracted to Knight and the guys, because fairies are attractive people, and they're naturally pretty, so she's just entranced by them as they walk by after the game. And basically, long story short, they end up crossing paths a lot, and he starts to get frustrated by her presence to the point where it was just okay, chill, you don't have to go that hard on hating her, but he does, because he's just I want to destroy her, I want to break her. I'm like, Jesus God. But okay. My dog is walking through the lamp legs. Juniper, go over there. Go over there. Go. Good. So, with that being said, they ended up having relations. What did Jada Pinkett Smith call it? A situationship? They definitely had a situationship. This is the epitome of a situationship book. it's like, the thing is that when it comes to Fated, because this isn't a spoiler, but the whole premise of this is that this prince hates humans, but his mate is a human girl. And so basically he just wants to prove to himself the whole book that this person isn't his mate. And so that's why I say situationship, because with fated mates, I find it can be kind of like a slippery slope depending on who is writing it, because I personally do not like the ones where it's like, we're only together because we're fated. And in this case, it's like 10 times worse, because it's like, we're fated, but I hate you, but I am physically drawn to you, so I'm just gonna keep having a situationship with you. And no matter how of a jerk I'm gonna curse your name when we have situations. And I'm literally looking at that, I'm just like, I don't know if I like this. And I'm just like, I think the part of the issue is that, don't get me wrong, I love my morally gray characters. I love them so much. Shoot, Xaden, yes. Rizan, yes. I love my morally gray. All of the stories that I write usually have a morally gray character, and I love them to death. They are my pride and joys. I think that what makes me very hard to move past this is the fact that he's not redeemable. I also want to make it very clear that if you really love irredeemable characters, like that's your kind of cup of tea, that is okay. I think for me, I need something a little bit more to make me like this character. I'm not naturally drawn to liking people that are just full on bad. Like, they need to have an ounce of good in them. And this book I didn't see it. That's all. I haven't seen one thing that is redeemable, that it makes me feel like, okay, yes, he did all this stuff, but I'm going to see this through. This man is an absolute jerk. So like, they just keep having relations. He tries to prove that he doesn't need her and only her. And the plot, I won't spoil the plot twist for everyone, for those who may be interested in reading this book. And if you like this sort of genre, please do not feel like, if you like it, you like it. I just found that this is not for me. I found it humorous at times, and somehow some parts cringe. But if you like this sort of stuff, then by all means, you do you. I won't be joining you. But let me talk about the writing in this. So the writing, there's not many books, because I've seen other readers comment about how books are awkward, like some writing's awkward or weird. Like, I heard that stuff with Fourth Wing a little bit, and honestly, I didn't feel cringe. Like, it felt comfortable. And with this, I never actually felt so confused by wording until this book. There's one scene, if I can find it really quickly, it is so funny and confusing. I think that, I don't know if it was a mistake. I assume not, but it was hilarious. I read it to my my friend, and they were like, what the heck is that line? And I'm like, I know. Like, do you understand it? Am I missing context? Like, I genuinely thought I was missing something, or maybe it was meaning something that I didn't know. And so I was calling other people to be like, can you tell me what this possibly could mean? Yeah, I found it. All right, here we go. So this is Knight's perspective. He's at the bar. And so there's this line that says, the music is loud and rowdy as I swipe the dollar bill that's rolled up and shove it up my nostril. And then later some person like slides their hand, like touches him, and he's like, my eyes fly open as I slam my glass of bourbon onto the counter, clearing my nostrils. And I'm like, huh? Like, I'm genuinely visualizing this man rolling up a dollar bill and shoving it up his nose, and then him drinking a bourbon is going to let it go away? What? That part will always be funny to me. I think I've read that like 20 times, like just to make sure I wasn't crazy. But But you know what I do? Actually, let me stop, because there's actually certain aspects I did enjoy. I always enjoyed the scenes where London told off her ex-boyfriend Trevor. I died during those scenes. My favorite one is the very last one that happened before the end of the book, where she like just reams him, because it's just like, she's had it. This man has come at least 4 different times in this book, and she's just like, it's not going to happen. So she really hits it home for him. And I was just like, yo, this girl is unhinged, and I loved it. So I will say, I did really enjoy this part. I got really excited. I got more excited for her chewing out her ex than any other aspect of this book. And I'll take it. It was funny. I was reading it actually the last couple of chapters with a friend of mine. If you know, you know. You know who you are. And I just, the way she just chewed this ex out. It's so funny. So I would say the spice level for this book is extremely high. It does have essay in it, so if you are triggered by that, I do not recommend this book for you. But if you do, and I do appreciate, because it does give you a trigger warning. And so it's like, this book may contain scenes that can be triggering for some readers. Please be mindful of your own as you dive in. And so I went in, and like I said, I do not regret. I took back regret, because this book has really showed me what I can or cannot handle. And this is too much for me, or at least the type of romance. I just wasn't invested in the relationship, and that's okay. And I don't need to be invested in every single relationship. I'm okay with that. So if, like I said, if you like this book, good. I am happy for you. Enjoy it. Because just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Have fun. But yeah, no, I'm done. But other than that, I would give this, unfortunately, because I forgot to do the star system. So unfortunately, I would have to rate this book probably. I will give this book 1 star. I initially rated it a little bit lower, but now upon thinking about it, I feel like it does deserve a 1, just because of the 2 things I'm about to mention shortly. Because it was an easy read. Like, it wasn't hard to get through. And secondly, because of the ex-boyfriend scenes. Those 2 were the only reasons. And yeah, at a certain point, I wanted to stop. I actually wanted to DNF this book, but I only had 100 pages left. And I was like, if I'm gonna give a full review, and I'm glad I did, because I got to see the plot twists, and I'm glad that my thoughts were very much on par with what I thought, minus the one last bit at the end that definitely sealed the deal that this man is definitely not my cup of tea. But yeah, so thank you for letting me rant about this book. If you want to get this book, it is on Amazon, so check it out if you would like to, but there you go. And just a reminder, if you ever want to see me review other books and you want to see what it is I'm reading, go to my Instagram. It's Ashley's Reading Nook. And so yeah, so cute. He's just like sitting next to me. Hi, puppy. You want to go play, don't you? Let me take this birthday boy. Let me get him to where he needs to go. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.